Chosen a reading from the Old Testament for today's service that tells us part of the story of Joseph. And this version of that story is called Joseph the Prisoner. When the traders took Joseph to Egypt, they sold him to one of the king's own soldiers, a man named Potiphar. He was kind, and Joseph worked very hard for him. So hard, in fact, that Potiphar put Joseph in charge of all his other slaves. Potiphar's wife, however, was evil and cruel. She told lies about Joseph and had him thrown in prison. Things looked bad for Joseph. It seemed as if his dreams would never be able to come true. But God was watching over him. One morning, one of the prisoners said, "I had a dream last night, a strange dream. I dreamed I saw a grapevine with 3 branches. Suddenly bunches of grapes burst out of those branches, so I squeezed them into a cup and gave it to the king to drink. I wonder what it means." Joseph listened to the dream. God listened too. Then he whispered the dream's meaning into Joseph's ear. "I know what it means," said Joseph. "Before you were sent to prison, you served wine to the king. Well, in 3 days you will be set free and serve him wine once more." That's exactly what happened. And when the wine server was set free, he promised to help Joseph to get out too. 2 long years went by. Then one morning the king of Egypt said, "I had a dream last night, a strange dream, and I can't work out what it means." "A dream?" said his wine server. "I know a man who can tell you all about your dreams." And straight away Joseph was brought from the prison. "I was standing on the banks of the river," the king told Joseph, "when I saw 7 fat cows walk out of the water. They were chewing happily on the grass when 7 other cows joined them. These cows were bony and thin, and instead of eating the grass, they ate the first 7 cows, but they stayed as skinny as ever. What can it mean?" God whispered in Joseph's ear. Joseph listened. Then he bowed and said, "Your Majesty, for the next 7 years, Egypt will grow many good crops and be as fat as those first cows. But after that, for another 7 years, hardly any food at all will grow. So unless you want your people to look like those skinny cows, you must store up food in the good years and use it wisely later." The king was so impressed with Joseph's answer that he not only let him stay out of prison, he put him in charge of storing and saving and serving out all Egypt's food. 7 good years were followed by 7 bad. And after the king, Joseph became the most important man in Egypt. It was like a dream come true.